Hello, can all of you hear me? Sunil, Monachan, Sonobar, and Asia. Okay, good. So, welcome to IMTS and thank you for attending my class today. Hope all of you are doing good and have a great day today. You can wait for a few minutes so that the other students can also join. Does anyone have any questions of the topic that I've covered yesterday or in any of the previous classes? The topic that we will be studying today is quality function development. Right, so it is a new course. It comes under, one second. It comes, sorry, it's not a new course. It comes under total quality management. We are studying this total quality management from long time. So it comes under total quality management. There are other students. Mamachin, have they joined in the last class? We can wait for a few minutes and then start. Hello, can you hear me? Can all of you? Can all of you hear me? Saiful, Sunil, Sanobar, Asya. Hello Saiful, good evening. How are you? I am fine, thank you for asking. Okay, where are other students today? Only 4 of you have joined. Is there any special occasion in Dubai, in UAE? No, ma'am. Okay, fine. So let's start with the class. We can start. So the topic that we will be learning today is quality function deployment. What is quality function deployment? Does anyone know? See, quality function deployment, also known as QFD in short abbreviation, it is a method to transform qualitative user demands into the quantitative parameters, to deploy the functions forming quality and to deploy who originally right. Or we can, in simple terms, we can say it in this quality function deployment, the quality is a measure of customer satisfaction with a product or a service. So this QFD is a structured method that uses 7 management and planning tools to identify and prioritize the customer's expectations quickly and effectively. It was first developed in Japan in the year 1960 as a form of cause and effect analysis. Okay, no issues, no issues. We can continue. So this quality function deployment was first developed in Japan in the Kobe shipyard in 1970. Today, more than 10,000 companies in America and West Europe are utilizing this technique of QFD. Okay, Mohammed Shafwan has joined. Shafwan, good evening. Can you hear me? So I hope all of you can hear me clearly and all of you can see the PPT I have uploaded on the whiteboard. Yes or no? Please reply in the chat box. Otherwise, I will. Okay. Shafwan, the topic that we are studying today is quality function deployment. We have just started, and I was just going through the introduction. This topic, quality function deployment, also known as QFD. So quality function deployment was first developed in Japan in the Kobe shipyard in 1970 now, and today more than 10,000 companies in America and West Europe are utilizing the techniques of quality function deployment. It is, we can say that it is a measure of customer satisfaction with a product or service, and it is a structured method that uses 7 management and planning tools to identify and prioritize the customers. Right, this is the basic definition. Clear, everyone? Okay, let's proceed. So, automotive industry, the furthest in implementation of QFD. So, automotive industry uses it on a very high scale, this QFD. Now, what is QFD? Let's see the basic definition. QFD is an analytical process which provides an approach to deploying the voice of the customer through all aspects of the product development process. So the way or the manner in which the product or the service is being done or performed, right? Taking the views of the customer in all that process, right? To make it better. That is the role of QFD. Renin has joined. Renin, good evening. Can you hear me? Renin. Yes. It is a planning tool used to fulfill customer expectations. So we can plan in this. It is a disciplined approach to product design, engineering and production, and provides in-depth evaluation of a product. Using QFD for new product development always involves a cross-functional team with the skills necessary for designing the product, writing engineering specifications, purchasing materials, and planning the tooling and production work. So here they are trying to say that QFD is basically designed to help the planners of the services or the planners of the product, any product, to focus on the characteristics of a new or existing product or service from the viewpoint of market segment, company or technology development needs. The technique yields, now in this there are two things used. One is the charts and the other thing is matrices. So we can also say that this QFD, quality function deployment, helps the organization transform the customer's needs. What the customer needs, the voice of the customer, into engineering characteristic for a product or service, prioritizing each product or service characteristic with simultaneous setting development target or product or service. Let me write it down in the chat box. Yeah, this is what I was mentioning. QFD helps transform customer needs, that is the voice of the customer, into engineering characteristics. Engineering characteristic means the appropriate testing methods for any product or service. Hence, prioritizing each product or service characteristic while simultaneously setting development targets for any product or service. Seher has joined. Rinin and Seher, can both of you hear me? So till now, clear everyone? Okay, let's proceed. The The efforts of these teams eliminate rework and typically reduce the development time by as much as 50%. So it also helps in reducing the time taken for developing any product. Because this process is so helpful that in the first shot it achieves its goals. QFD helps identify new quality, technology and job functions to carry out operations. This tool provides a historic reference to enhance future technology and prevent design errors. So we can also enhance the future technology and also making errors while designing the new product can also be achieved with the help of QFD. QFD is basically a set of graphically oriented planning matrices that are used as the basis for decisions affecting any phase of the product development cycle. So in this, as I was mentioning, we will use the graphs, we will use the matrix, right, which we will see it later on. Well, just excuse me for a second. I will be coming back. I'm coming back in a minute. Just read these two paragraphs. I'm just coming back. Okay, I'm back. So QFD also results, QFD's results are measured on the number, design and engineering changes, time to market, cost and quality. Akshata is also joined. Akshata, can you hear me? Akshata. QFD enables the design phase to concentrate on customer requirements, spending less time on redesign and modification. So they are trying to say that this process is short that no redesigning or any modification is required once it is done. So when you are working to find what you need to accomplish to satisfy or even delight your customers, then the tool of choice is this QFD, quality, function, deployment. Okay, let's proceed. Now let's see what all things are there in a QFD team. So in all the organizations, there is a specific QFD team, quality function deployment team. So in general, there are two types of teams, QFD teams. One who looks after the new product and the other one who looks after the improvement of the existing product. Teams consist of members from the marketing, the design, the quality, the finance and the production departments. Team meetings. The project manager and team members need to commit a significant amount of time, especially in the early stages. Priorities and the scope of the project need to be clearly defined and told to all departments within the organization, so time can be budgeted appropriately. Duration of the meetings vary depending on where team members are coming from and what needs to be accomplished. One second. Let me show you one example of how a QFD graph or a chart looks like. Let me just calculate cookie QFD so that it will be more clear to you. Let me share it. Okay, I'm uploading the file of how the matrix and the graphs looks like, or the charts in a QFD. %, done. Yeah. Can you see now? It's not very clear. Let me make it bigger. Yeah. Can all of you see the chart? Yes or no? Please reply in the chat box. Hello. Can all of you hear me? Okay. Lenin says yes. What about others? Seher says yes. Akshata, what about you? Mohammed Shafwan, Saiful, Sunil, Sanoba, Vasia. Now see this chart. So in this columns they have the demanded quality which the customer wants, and in this row we have the quality characteristic, right? So in this first column we have good texture. Now this is the QFD of chocolate chips, right? Chocolate chips cookies. So here the product is chocolate chips cookies. So this terminology will be based on that. Good texture, generous portions, taste good, low price, appetizing appearance. Now this is the company's parameters, organization. Color, tensile yield strength, tensile ultimate strength, weight, size, thickness, and all those stuffs, right? And then they put a sign to it. This is how it looks like, the QFD chart. And this is the comparison of various companies. This is the organization who is making this chart, and these are their competitors: Starbucks, Cinnabon, Kebler, right? Now let's take a look at this. This is the target or value limit. So it's a method of improving the services. Let's take a look at this chart, another chart. Now here see, what does that mean? All these signs. Down arrow means strong negative correlation. I've already discussed correlation to you in the beginning. Plus means positive correlation. Plus means strong positive correlation. Right? So these are the parameters like baking time, baking temperature, order of ingredients, and you can also see the demanded quantity. So they match their characteristics with what customer wants. They try to correlate those things, right? Like color and baking time, it is minus. So minus means, see here, minus means negative correlation. Negative means they don't have any correlation. Sorry, this one, strong relationship. We have this sign. Getting my point or not, everyone? So baking time and color have a strong relationship. How? The more you bake, the better the color it is. Right? The more you bake, the more brownish it is. Clear? Yes or no? What happened to all of the students today? Only few of you are responding. Okay. So all in all, this is how QFD chart looks like. This is how all the organizations make their own QFD chart. Right? They set up different types of characteristics and then try to match it with customers' demand. What all quality customers expects. So all these things customer expects, right? And then they try to develop a relationship between that. This is how it looks like. Anyways, so this was the team meetings. Let's proceed. Now, what are the benefits of QFD? Number one, customer driven, because customer has a say in the processing of that product. Number two, reduces implementation time, right? So as I was telling you earlier that the lot of time can be saved in manufacturing the product or making the product. Number three, promotes the teamwork, and last one, provides documentation, like the chart which I discussed with you, right? Everything is noted down in the form of a matrix or chart, so that it is easy to study and research. That is why we need these charts, right? Next is the voice of the customer. This is a very common term. What do we mean by the term this voice of the customer? Can anyone tell me? What do we mean by this voice of the customer? No one? See, QFD begins with marketing to find out what exactly the customers want from a product, right? So before making the full chart, they try to find out what exactly the customer wants. Yes, Prabha, you are right. Or what all things the customer is expecting from the product, right? And then they try to include all those things as far as possible in that product. Sources for determining the customer expectations. Now, how to find out the customer expectations? Let's see. Number one is the focus groups. What is a focus group? It is a form of qualitative research in which a group of people are asked about their perceptions, opinions, beliefs and attitudes towards a product, service, concept, advertisement, idea or packing. This is so they take the opinions of the focus group. This is the definition. A focus group is a form of qualitative research in which a group of people are asked about their perceptions, opinions, beliefs and attitudes towards a product, service, concept, advertisement, idea or packing. Next is the surveys. They also do the surveys. Lot of ways are there of doing the survey. They can do the survey on mobiles, on internet, or by filling up the forms, or on telephones. So many ways. Complaints, right? They put up a complaint box, or they put up a complaint query online where the customers give their complaints, so that all those things are considered. Fourth one is the consultants. So they also try to take the advice of the consultants who are expert in those fields. And the last one is the standards. So they try to maintain the standard. Last one is federal regulations. Now the QFD team must continually ask, what does now all these questions the organization needs to discuss among their team, QFD team. What does the customer really want? What are the customer's expectations? Are the customer's expectations used to drive the design process? Now at the time of designing, they discuss all these questions, right? So that they try to match the customer's expectation as far as possible. What can the design team do to achieve the customer satisfaction? So once they came to know, get to know about the customer's requirement, the design team tried to include all those inputs before designing the product. Here everyone, any doubts? What about others? Saiful, are you following me? They also collect the data. So data can be collected by quantitative method, qualitative, structured, random data, unsolicited data, or solicited data. Not much important. Now organizing the data, very important part. The affinity diagram gathers a large amount of data and organizes the data into groups based on natural interrelationships. The affinity diagram is ideally suited for most QFD applications. Other data organizers include interrelationship diagrams, tree diagrams, cause and effect diagrams. Organizing the data. Why do we need to implement these data? Thoughts are too widely dispersed or numerous to organize. New solutions are needed to circumvent the more traditional ways of problem solving. Support for a solution is essential for successful implementation. These are the phases for constructing the affinity diagram. The diagram which I was discussing with you. Phase the objective, record all responses, group the responses, organize groups in an affinity diagram. This is how an affinity diagram looks like. You can study that. So they have broken the services. This is the reactive, flexible service, strong customer relationship, aggressive pricing policy, and minimal overheads. And inside those, the sub things comes, the sub ideas comes. House of quality, leave this part. We can stop over here today, right? So otherwise it will be too much. Tomorrow we will take a few examples of QFD. Fine. Nothing much to explain in this topic. If any one of you have any questions, you can ask me. Or we should wind up the class. Please explain in short, you joined late. Why did you join late? First tell me. See, QFD stands for Quality Function Deployment. It is a method to transform the qualitative user demands into quantitative parameters. Or we can say that it helps to transform the customer needs, that is the voice of the customer, into engineering characteristics. Engineering characteristics means to include their view or into ideas at the time of designing the product. Why? For improving the product quality or service quality. So that is all for today. See you tomorrow. Good night. Take care.